Challenges facing Nigeria are from God. Islamic scholar. Hey, not really. Challenges facing Nigeria are from God. So God is throwing challenges to Nigeria, not Nigerians, corrupt Nigerians, both Christians and Muslims. The problems in Nigeria is self-inflicted, inflicted by Nigerians, not God. I disagree with this Islamic scholar. That is the truth. But let me hear him out first. An Islamic scholar, Sheikh Ibrahim Bauchi, says the current challenges facing the country are trials from God, urging Nigerians to stop blaming leaders for the problems. Can you imagine? When people fail in their responsibilities, they take it back to God. When people fail in what they're supposed to do, they take it back to God. Does this make sense? This is a statement coming from a very lazy person who does not understand his responsibility as human. God has given you the earth to possess and to manage, and now you are putting it back to God. You are having problems because of your activities and your decisions, and you are putting it back to God. How? So countries like advanced countries that have developed from one stage to another stage and to advanced stage, so God has given them success, Abi, and through failure to Africa and to Nigeria, Abi. It's not the same God. People should wake up to their responsibility. This is not a good statement. The scholar also, the eldest son of Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi, stated this at a news conference to unveil plans for a 2023 September 26 Maulud celebration on Thursday in Bauchi. He said there was no point blaming leaders or individuals for the nation's challenges. Can you imagine? Everything is spiritual. They will make it religious. That is what we do. And that is why Nigeria and Africa, they are the most religious and still most miserable because they fail to do the right thing. Everything is not spiritual. Your decisions matter a lot. Your actions matter a lot. Your body language, the things you do, matter a lot. And now, after failing in all responsibilities, you're putting it back to God. What a shame. He said there was no point in blaming leaders or individuals for the nation's challenges. We all have responsibilities to check our deeds, hardship, or whatever situation we find ourselves in. Is coming from Almighty Allah. What Nigerians should do at this time is to return to Allah and believe that things will change for the better. We know that we must return to our God. Nobody is contesting that. But the fact remains that we have a responsibility, and it will be a failure on our part not to do what we're supposed to do, and then we're handing it back to God to do his own part, and also do our part. No, that's not acceptable. What is expected of us is patience and prayers. We must stand up to make things better in our own ways through legitimate means, he said. He called on religious leaders to avoid unguided statements capable of inciting violence and threatening peaceful coexistence in the country. What causes hatred and acrimony among religious leaders is mostly verbal attacks against each other, he said. He appealed to Islamic scholars to desist from casting aspersions on others in the course of their preaching. We must desist from abusing or cursing our leaders. Great Islamic scholars like Shehu Tijani, Sheikh Ibrahim, Shehu Abdul Qadri, and Shehu Dan Fodio. These are among the exalted servants of Allah that contributed immensely to the growth of Islam, he said. Fine, in as much as the religious leaders are to stop making an unguarded statement that is capable of causing confusion and problem in society, that is acceptable. We should also wake up to our responsibility. We should not say that the problem coming to us is from God. God is not God does not give problem to anybody. God is not a problem giver. It's the devil that gives problems, and devil uses humans, and humans allow themselves to be used by the devil to cause problems. That is it. And that's why the devil is still crying that even after the humans have done the thing they want to do, they will still put it on the devil. Of course, he's the agent of darkness, and that is his mission. So the thing here is that we cannot say the problem coming to us is from God. God is not giving us a problem. Let's not blame God for that. We are failing to do what we're supposed to do as humans, and that is why we have problems. We must wake up to our responsibilities, and we must do the right thing, and we must do the needful. The advanced countries we see today did not wait for God to come down from heaven to build their nations for them. They built their nations themselves, and the nations are led by people. And the people that are led, that lead those nations, were honest. They obeyed the rule of law. They did the right thing. They shunned evil, and then today they advanced, and everybody wants to live with them. So the fact remains that every good thing starts from the leaders in the country. So the leaders must be honest. They must do the needful so that they can make good laws and implement the laws in absolute honesty. And then at a point, the law will become a respecter of no persons. And then everybody will follow suit. That is it. Nigerians are very humble and very gentle. Once you put the law, they are ready to follow. So our problem are not the followers, our problem are the leaders. Once the leaders are doing the right thing, stop looting our money, stop stealing our money for personal use, looting our treasuries, stop corrupt practices, obey the rule of law, set good laws that do not have loopholes that will benefit them, Nigeria will move forward straight up. We have enough resources. We are squandering and wasting our resources. Okay, and everybody sees himself in government as opportunity to make it. Until all of that mindset goes away, Nigeria is going nowhere. That is it. Nigeria is going nowhere. So there are a few comments here. Someone said, "You mean the bombing, the violence, the maiming, shedding of innocent blood, killings here and there, looting of public money by politicians, etc. are from God? Haba Malam. May God forgive you for accusing him." Exactly. Exactly. Look at all the evil going on in Nigeria and you say it's God. How can it be God? Eh? Police shooting people, you call it God. Armed robbers, unknown gunmen everywhere, you call it God, Abi. The government stealing our money and then go put it in personal offshore accounts abroad. You say it's God. No, 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 no. Somebody say, leave God out of your senseless ideas. The problem facing Nigerians is you people from the north, especially the Muslims that are always voting for religion and also sponsoring your Muslim religion terrorists to hurt the peace and development of Nigeria. The problem in Nigeria is not just the Muslims alone. Even Christians have their part. A lot of Christians are also sycophants, are also unnecessarily religious, but at the back end, they also do evil. A lot of Christians don't say truth. A lot of Christians are also tribalistic. Okay? So we cannot put it on Muslims alone. Muslims have their own, Christians have their own, pagans have their own, traditionalists have their own, everybody. Okay? Because tribalism, religious sentiments, and so many things has destroyed Nigeria. That is the truth. So any good thing is from God, why the bad ones are from you, Sheikh Abi. Every good thing is from God, and bad things actually, obviously, from the devil himself. Okay, but the fact remains that the problem of Nigeria is caused by Nigerian leaders and some Nigerians as well. Okay, suffice to say that almost everybody has a role to play, but then the leaders must lead the way first before things will begin to work out. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment. So Sheikh, be guided.